Dan Larson here, and I have stepped away from the photo booth. We're taking a look at the back wall again. Did this one not too long ago when we did the 10 best glow-in-the-dark action figures. That was a special setup since it was all, well, it was mostly figures that worked well in glow-in-the-dark or under blacklight, and it was a different kind of thing. So I wanted to sort of put a real focus on it. And usually when I do these videos, it's just I do them after we've had the wall set up for a while, and I know that in watching the videos we tend to have the background blurred out, and it can kind of be a challenge to see some of the stuff. And I get a lot of requests for people to show off my collection and that sort of thing in my big collection room or whatever, but I just don't display my collection that way. I don't like to keep things out on display too long. I always worry about light exposure, and I don't like dusting and stuff. So essentially what it boils down to is refreshing this wall every couple of months. You could go back to the beginning of the channel and watch all the videos and see how many times it changes. It probably hasn't actually been that many times. But normally I'll do this wall recap after the wall has been up for a while. And, if people have been trying to figure out what they've been looking at, well, then you can sort of figure it out. But this time I just switched the wall over today. Today's Saturday. You're watching this on Sunday. So I figured, yeah, let's go ahead and do the wall now. And that way, going forward from here, you'll know what's in the background. And I'm always moving stuff around. I'll pull something down to shoot a picture or do a comparison or put it in the background of another video, and things will get moved around. I'll add stuff in, pull stuff out, whatever. So this is this section of the wall. This is the left part. Normally right about here, this stuff, that stuff sort of is right behind me when I'm sitting in front of the camera, so that stuff sort of gets blocked out. But the approach here is just to it's a white wall with black shelves, and I just want to fill the visual space behind me so that it's interesting. There's a lot of stuff going on. So I sort of build up. There's just boxes in the background here. This is the 40th anniversary Black Series Star Wars stand that came with the Darth Vader initially. And then these are just, Gundam model kits and a Batman the Animated Series, this carrying case here, B25, Am Driver, some other stuff, Mezco 112 Wolverine box. And then just, layering it forward, taller figures in the back, just trying to cover that visual space, the vertical visual space. I try to throw bright colors in. I don't want it to just turn into a big field of black behind me. I want it to be interesting. So there's tall boxes, taller figures, medium figures, and then smaller stuff in the front. And like I said, over time, that stuff will fill in. This is angle 1. I'm going to switch over to angle 2 now. Angle 2, I've moved a little bit over more to the middle of the wall here. This whole section here is actually what's going to be sort of blocked out behind me. You're never going to even see this Hero Mashers, General Grievous, or DCUC Hawkman. You might not even see Funko Pop, Treebeard here, or any of these guys, Easy 8 and Cap and Panthro. And the other thing about this is I try really hard. Sometimes I mess up, and that's why we do these tests, to make sure that there's nothing too shiny in the background. That's going to put a real bad glare in the lens when we start to shoot. So that's this carrying case is something I might actually have to address before we shoot again. It's really glossy and really showing off a lot of glare. I think Beta Ray Bill down here, he's going to be all right. That sort of chrome gold, that's fine. That's not something I'm worried about, but I don't really want this blowing out the view behind me. Although, like I said, that's probably going to be right behind me, so you might not actually see that at all. Just a lot of fun stuff in here. I love this Zoids hammerhead shark thing. That's a cool line that came out a bit after me. It's weird because I knew some of the stuff. I knew it as Star Ears. And honestly, we got to do a history of Star Ears or Zoids at some point, because I don't really know where the crossover point for that is. I know there's some real similar stuff going on there, but I don't know if there's actually a real life connection. Don't spoil it for me in the comments. I want to figure it out on my own. If there's any questions about who's here, what's going on, any names or stuff, check the comments. Somebody probably already covered it. If nobody knows, ask me. I'll tell you. I try to keep this stuff fresh. I try to keep putting in stuff that hasn't been in the background before, but we've been doing this for over 3 years now, and I can't promise that it's always all going to be new stuff. But this time I did put a couple of books from, can't see them all. In fact, I think one of them ended up on this shelf, and I don't think you ever actually see this upper shelf up here in the frame at any time in the videos. But this time I did put some, there's a Hobby Japan magazine up here, and there's some other like Super Sentai, some vintage Super Sentai books down here. There's a, in the package, Black Series Proto Fet, vintage Law and Order, G.I. Joe backing blister card here, and all kinds of other stuff. There's a in the box. It's been opened. I've had the figure on the shelf in the background before. It's just it's a repro of the old classic Jetfire mold or Valkyrie mold or whatever you want to call it. It looks good in the box. I really like it the way it looks there. I got a bunch of the Disney Infinity figures here as well, and a Creo Hiss tank. All right, angle 3. All the way over to the right side of the frame here. Brought the, it hasn't been out in a while. I think we took it down 2 or 3 walls ago. I'm not sure, I would have to check. The laser tag helmet with the skull inside. It's been in almost all of our videos. We got new toy box, Disney toy box figures down here. The Star Wars ones. I guess I didn't put my Marvel ones out here yet, but new Dewback and this guy whose name I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure he's one of like the first era of the Lego those guys. Just fun stuff. Look at this. We're getting some more glare over here. Hopefully that's not going to show up on when we start shooting videos, because that stuff's definitely going to be in frame. But and we got a Revoltech Guy King here. One of the just my favorite of the Super Robot era. What I love about this is just it's awesome. What I don't love about this is I don't really love the white pipes, the white legs and biceps. I prefer the metallic colored, make them look more like metal, the silver ones. But that's an incredible figure, and just like most of the figures I own, I want it to be super posable, super articulated, so that I can put it in one position and then never touch it again. That's how I roll. That's what I do here. But that's the wall. Hopefully going forward for this batch of videos that we'll be producing for the next couple of months. Hey, if you watch this video, you know what's in the background. Oh, hey, one other thing I wanted to point out here was these two guys by Aquaman. You know, I'm getting a little closer here. I had forgotten about these. They're from Sigma 6, G.I. Joe Sigma 6, and they're like little Exo Squad type of units, E-frame units, but they're G.I. Joe, and I've always thought that was cool, and I picked those up recently, and I haven't even looked through them to see if they've got all the pieces and stuff yet. I was just like, let's put them out on the wall. Anyway, that's the, I don't know why I felt the need to suddenly focus on those things, but that's the wall. Like I said, you'll know what's there. You'll know what you're looking at for the next batch of videos. Hit like, hit subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and thanks for watching. Later.